What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Planet of Doubt podcast. This is episode 1 of our weekly podcast. These will be releasing every Monday. I'm here with the squad. My name is Chris.
CX Drive.
ICL.
And eat.
And it's your boy, John Lewis. Welcome to the P.O.D. episode number 1. I mean, it's only right that we just ask everybody how quarantine's been going. How's it been going for you guys?
Well, pretty good. Can't complain. A lot of movies, a lot of video games. You know what it is.
Same.
I feel like,
thing. Literally same thing as me. Hella video games, hella movies.
Hella food.
I just started watching movies and stuff.
You guys got the snacks in the crib. You got to have all the snacks.
Always.
Those are the lifesavers.
I'm always running out of snacks.
Always hungry every hour.
Dog,
Well,
I should get steak. I should get steak in Publix for like how many Publix cookies I bought, dog. Like during this whole shit, yo, it's crazy.
Like, yeah, it's we're still in quarantine. We're like what, almost 3 months in. We're like 2 months and a half.
Something like that. Yeah.
But we kind of see things getting back to normal some way somehow. But I think that's more of like the people's doing, not really like the government. Like we are opening up little by little, but I think the people just had enough, and they're just like, nah, we're gonna go to this beach, or nah, we're gonna go to this get together. I will not fall for that. I am chilling at the crib till months from now, because I know it's gonna stay getting bad, man.
People are fed up, bro. I mean, I feel like all of us can relate. I hate being in quarantine. Like I wish it could go back to normal, but people need to go back to work, and they're forcing themselves to work. Like over here in Jersey, a gym over here forced an opening without the government's permission, of course. And like 100 to 150 people showed up at this gym, and they were protesting.
Like they were selling Yeezys out there.
Yes, sir.
They were camping out.
and they were like fed up. They wanted to go inside, and it was clearly against the government. So the cops were called. And the cops went to the actual site. And when the cops showed up, they're like, usually we'll be breaking this up, but for today, we're going to let you guys do whatever. Enjoy your day. So they let the gym owners open the gym and let everyone go in. The gym owners got fined, of course, but the next day they opened up. So like people are starting to get reckless, and they don't really care what the consequences are.
Right. Yeah, like I said, like, I mean, everybody's going to do what they're going to do, but I'm not going to partake in these hood rat activities. I will stay at the crib with the fam and just take my chances being safe. Then, man, I think if we keep doing this right, eventually we'll get into some type of normalcy. But yeah. Sorry for now.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Actually, yesterday, the governor of New Jersey allowed, because we were usually allowed 10 people now, like to be in a group out in public. He actually made it 25 now that can be together in public at once.
Damn.
I mean, any limit is crazy, because if we go back 3 months, there was no limit. So
Right.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
seeing this is still pretty crazy, but you can see that we're definitely leaning towards.
Yeah, and this is all new, man. Like everybody's like freestyling the rules and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're like kind of figuring it out as they go, though. That's literally what it sounds like. Yeah.
Well, speaking of going back, I know that you guys just witnessed this week the new Tenet movie dropped a trailer.
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing that correct?
Yeah, Tenet.
Yeah.
Give me the director, Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan, my favorite director.
So what are we thinking? What are we thinking about this new trailer? What are we thinking about the concept? And just
I'm getting Inception vibes from that movie. And Inception,
I feel you on that.
Inception, one of my top movies too. Like,
and the way like it's like a trippier like type of movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can definitely see that. Yeah. The same thing with. I mean, I didn't like this movie nearly as much as Inception, but Interstellar gave off that same type of vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Like
and it's by the same director too.
Yeah, facts.
This movie to me looks way more complex than Inception. People usually are confused by the concept on Inception, or maybe the first time they don't get it. I was able to follow it the first time without any problems, but I can see why people were confused. But this trailer, like I've seen it 3 or 4 times, and I still can't really tell you what it's about. But I can kind of gauge what it's about. But
No, yeah, I mean,
But
it's a
there's so much
trailer.
stuff going on.
They're never gonna, the trailer's supposed to be a teaser, so they're not gonna tell us. But it is interesting. First of all, there's two trailers. One came out a while ago. This one is new, but there's also not that much new things in it. Like we're kind of seeing the same thing again. However, it's for a complex movie, you kind of want to limit to what you're showing us. So I get that. But what do you think? What type of? It obviously has to do with the concept of time, right? It's either they're going forward or going backwards. Do we think that it's gonna be like if you interfere with it some way somehow, the timeline gets interrupted, or you know what I'm saying? Like because we've seen so many time jump movies, and there's always like a new thing to them. Like it's like don't interfere with your own self from the past is gonna do this or do that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't think it's gonna be like a time travel movie. I think it's gonna be like playing off doing things like backwards and stuff like that. Not necessarily like the movie Looper, where he like sees himself in the future or the past and he has to like kill himself and stuff like that. I don't think he's gonna go that route. I think it's just gonna be in that same time something happens forwards, and if something bad or good happens, they would either control it with a device and go backwards to that, and they have like that advantage to
so you think it's controlled by a device? That'll be kind of corny.
I think it is some type of.
I don't think it's controlled by a device. In the trailer, you can see that like there's a part where they rough him up and they kind of look like he's being drugged of a sorts, and it looks like that pill or whatever they gave him sort of gave him like a power that maybe a couple of people have where he can see the future or he can see the past. You don't
think a pill is cornier than a machine?
Yeah. I think anything. Yeah, that's the what makes us. And there, obviously, Christopher Nolan is a genius in his own right. So I'm sure these aren't things that he'll move forward with. But you're right. Like
I think it is a device because I think in one of the first trailers they use like some type of suitcase. They open it and then whatever they do there happens with the backward stuff or forward stuff.
If I'm being completely honest, I haven't even attempted to think about what this movie's about because I just want to go in and just, you know what, just because I know I'm not going to understand it from the trailer. So I'm just going to go in and, all right, you tell me what I'm supposed to know because I feel like if I'm trying to break it down from these trailers, I'm going to get nowhere. We're going to get here.
Like even I saw the interview with the main actor and he like didn't even fully know
the guy from
what it was about.
Ballers.
Yeah, Ballers, yeah.
Which I was speaking about it to you guys this week. Not 100% sold on him just yet.
On him as an actor?
Yeah, I think he can act. I think Ballers was like a good, I
don't remember him in Ballers. He was like
he was a football player.
Yeah, he was one of the main guys.
He's all right. He's all right in Ballers.
But
go ahead.
Still not like, it doesn't bother me anything, but I just hope that he seems to be getting into like the big roles, big movies. I just don't want it to be another Michael B. Jordan situation.
To be honest, dog, like the main reason I want to watch this movie personally is just to see how my dog Batman does, bro. Robert Pattinson. Because this is gonna be like his first like movie since they announced him as Batman. So I'm like, all right, let's see what you got. True. I know he's been in like other shit, but I haven't really seen like any of the other
I highly recommend you see
The Lighthouse.
Yeah, you see the other stuff he's been. And for John David Washington, that's Denzel's son.
Right.
Like I told you earlier, we discussed earlier this week.
This guy. Welcome to today's
show. That was his son. Like,
I didn't know that was Denzel's son.
No.
Next time you hear him talk, just you'll see it or you'll hear it. But
that's crazy.
For people who don't know John David Washington, he was in the movie Black Klansman, which I could vouch for him. He killed that role. Like I really love that role. I feel you in Ballers. He doesn't really have to do that much
his role
serious acting or anything like that. Like he's just like a normal character. But in Black Klansman, I can tell you that he absolutely killed it, and I think he's going to do very good in this movie. I
saw the movie. I thought it was okay. I thought that he did. I mean, I guess it speaks to his talent. He did what the movie called for. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that. But I also I don't know. We'll see. We just need to keep him on the lookout, see what he comes out with. But speaking of, what's his name? Mr. Twilight Zone?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
He's always gonna get that.
Word, dog. He's never gonna shed.
Yeah.
Jose put me on Good Time.
Yeah,
Good time.
I did watch that recently, and despite how I feel about the movie, I don't think it was a bad movie, but I can definitely see that it's easy for him to get out of that Twilight character. Like he could definitely do other roles and other.
It's just he has that thing in him.
Stigma. Yeah.
Everybody's always gonna see him as Twilight.
You saw Good Time, Manny?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's like the little cousin of Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. You see
It's
Uncut Gems?
by the same director.
Yeah, same director, like kind of same style. It was like right after this movie, they made Uncut Gems.
It's just a little bit calmer than Uncut Gems.
But yeah,
I
like
definitely want to check him out in something, but I don't know. What was the other one you guys said?
Lighthouse.
Yeah. I haven't seen. I
wish you the best.
You saw that shit?
I personally really enjoyed that movie, but it's not for everybody.
As do I. That movie.
You think I would like the movie as well? Because you said I wouldn't like.
I'm pretty.
Well, Jose has some questionable likes.
No,
I think you'll enjoy it, Jose. I think you'll enjoy it for the work that it is. I don't know how much you'll care about like the actual story and stuff, but all the work and the finer details that are put into that movie, I think you'll appreciate.
Jose, have you seen The Witch?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's by the same director. It's very similar to The Witch, where it's like.
Which means
I don't want to give too much away. That movie is. Either you think it's a great movie or it's the worst movie you've ever seen in your life. It's either or. There's no in between.
I had it like on my list to watch for longest, but
it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
so
I saw that.
If you want to watch that, it's on there.
I just know already the style of the movie, how they talk. I just gotta get focused and try to watch it whenever I can.
I feel you. I definitely feel you.
Well, speaking of something that everybody seems to like, my dog Joe Rogan. He recently signed a Spotify deal within the last week.
Yes.
Oh wait, Manny, let me put you on.
Sorry.
100 mil was what New York Times reported, but it said 100 million plus. Now they're speculating.
That's the estimate. Yeah.
Right. They're speculating that he made $30 million off of his podcast alone last year. So common sense wise, you would just think that you would have to double that number for me to come to your platform. You know what I'm saying? And people are saying, like, I don't think he signed less than 500 million. Why? Because in the deal,
500?
yes, because in the deal, he's actually importing 11 years of his podcast into the Spotify catalog. So all his older stuff will get transferred over.
How does that work with Spotify? Like you watch,
and is it still going to be on YouTube and stuff?
So the rumors that I know as of right now, the Joe Rogan clips will be, but the 2 to 3 hour episode full length videos will be on Spotify. And Spotify is introducing that new technology to the app where you can watch videos in that length. Because right now they do have they have like some videos, 5 minutes. Right, but not like a 2 to 3 hour like a Joe Rogan pod. But this is something to pay attention to if you're in the podcast world, because podcasting became popular like 2 or 3 years ago. But Joe Rogan's been doing this for 11 years.
Yeah, podcasting has been around forever.
And it's just nice to see that this is one of the first times that somebody wanted to buy somebody out, but give them their due right negotiation payment. Like, it didn't look like they were trying to make him take less than what he deserves or whatever. They just respected his catalog, respected him, and they're like, "Look, we're just going to give you this amount. What do you think? We'll give you keep the IP." He's keeping the IP. They're only doing like a licensing business, so it's a win-win situation for him.
Oh yeah,
in every aspect. And I love Joe Rogan personally, so. It's gonna be really. Spotify stocks went up 7%.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say
that is crazy.
I was just about to say, you think Joe Rogan got a bag for his podcast? What Spotify made this week, just simply off announcing that
that's crazy. Yeah.
That podcast, that was like nothing to them.
Right.
That shows you how much.
I was like, we gave Joe Rogan $100.
No, I'm telling you, he definitely didn't get under than 150 mil for sure. And if he did get 150, he has the chance to make another 150 mil in the back end with sponsors and stuff like that. But everybody is speculating that it's definitely like over 300 mil. But hey, man, Joe Rogan is the OG, and
we're coming for that ass, dog.
That's a huge get for Spotify.
For everybody. It's interesting because now it's like podcasters can see, okay, so this is how they're doing business, or okay, so what are we worth? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it opens up the conversation. It opens up for this stream of business. But Manny, I want you to speak on behalf. Speaking of Joe Rogan, we have a close friend named Miguel Baeza, which is one of Manny's best friends. He's a UFC fighter. He recently fought in the UFC, won, knockout, Matt Brown, and Joe Rogan followed him, which is crazy. Yeah. So tell everybody about Miguel, man. How did that go?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was crazy, bro. Like, we were, doing the post-fight feast celebration as we always do. And like, we were just there talking amongst each other, and his brother Eddie goes, "Yo, man, yeah, it's crazy how Joe Rogan follows you." And like, initially, like, nobody kind of caught it, and then Miguel was like, "Wait, what? Joe Rogan's following me?" And then like, literally everybody got on their phone and looked it up, and like, he was just falling out. No, he was elated to find out that man followed.
I've been waiting for it. I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, 9-0.
Next time he wins. Next time
he brought him up on the podcast. Like, there was a clip from the Joe Rogan podcast where he goes, "Yeah, and that guy that knocked out Matt Brown."
Oh, word?
Miguel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, way.
Oh, that's fire. Miguel has to put that up on his social media, though. That's crazy.
He didn't say it by name, but it's
It's that guy.
He's that guy that knocked out Matt Brown.
No, yeah, that's lit.
Pretty good.
Should be his new nickname. Forget Grandma Thunder. He's that guy.
Yeah, word. Yeah,
that guy.
Change the IG, change the Twitter.
I mean, Miguel Baeza, UFC fighter, straight coming from Florida, MMA Masters. This is his second official fight in the UFC, correct?
Yeah, this is his second fight in the UFC, 9th overall.
So
9th professional fight overall.
And second knockout.
On
the UFC.
He's 9-0, undefeated. We're gonna hope and pray that he continues this crazy journey, staying undefeated.
That's the welterweight champ right there, dog.
Hopefully we can get him. Hopefully we can come as a guest soon.
Logan should have had him today. Well, he has a party going on.
Joe Rogan has to wait.
Yeah, we get him first.
No, we'll just send them the Zoom link right now.
But I appreciate it. I want to tell him this to his face, but I told you guys, like, for you guys that don't know, I do music, and I just respect people that have dreams and are crazy enough to go after them. And it's crazy to know him and see his journey, like the struggle to get to UFC, the struggle to get that recognition, to then being there, to then winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing somebody's dream unfold in front of your eyes, so to somebody that we know, it's almost like makes it emotional for me, because it's like, things are possible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm very proud of him for sticking through that and achieving his dreams overall.
Yeah, for sure. And that's I can't even process going into a ring like that and getting ready, knowing I'm about to get punched in the face for sure. Or like, if you're lucky, some cases you can knock the guy out in seconds, but that's hardly the case. And I don't know if I could ever. I definitely can't. I definitely don't have the guts to do what he's doing, because that stuff is crazy. Going in with the best performers, the best martial artists, knowing that they can take you down, break your arm, or kick you in the face, or punch you, do whatever.
Knowing that one of the other is going to happen. It's either going to be you or him. Like, it's like
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So much props to him, because I couldn't do it.
Shit, us watching watching his fights is like, like I'm about to faint every time something happens. Like,
yo, nah, it's true, dog. It's true. It's a heart attack literally every time, dog. Like, both ways. Like, if he gets hit, it's like no. And then if he's hitting the guy, like,
I was screaming. My throat still hurts from screaming off the top of my lungs.
Yes, dog. The next day, like when I saw him, I was like, bro, like my voice is gone. Like I can't. Like my vocal cords were sore, dog. Like it was crazy, son. It was.
Did he tell you? I'm sure when you guys saw each other, I'm sure you asked him questions. Did he speak on his experience or like just how it went overall over there?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I would rather him kind of speak on that, but like the only thing he told me was like how like strict they were with the whole like everybody gets tested type of shit, and it was something where like he goes from like the ring to like this other room to this other room, and he clears it. Like it's not like he can't just kind of roam around anywhere. Like it was very strict on like where people got to go and shit. But yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
You know what's funny about that? Oh, I saw that. That's lit.
Yeah, that's fucking fire.
What's funny about that is remember when there's an interview that he did before the fight, right? And there he spoke about his experience in what was the audition that he had to do to get into the contender series?
Contender series, yeah. The contender
so in that interview, he says, it was different for me to be in the octagon without an audience, but in some cases I actually felt comfortable. Like I felt like I was in the gym. So fast forward to him fighting during the pandemic, during the quarantine with no audience. It's funny how that I guess could work out for him, because if he felt comfortable like that in the contender series, then he probably used that to his benefit in the actual fight.
I asked him about that, and he said he didn't even notice. Yeah. He said when he got in the ring, he didn't even notice it. He was just focused on Matt Brown. And
when he was talking about it, the way he sounded was that like he wouldn't have cared either way. Like you know what I mean? Like once it gets to that point, you just got a job to do. That's literally what it is. So that's, and which is cool because that's the mentality you got to have if you're gonna do some shit.
He's still new also. So like I'm sure his first few fights they weren't packed or crowded by any means. Yeah. So I guess he's kind of used to it also.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
Just took a shot.
How does that work? Like,
damn, Chris taking a shot at the wrong guy.
So yeah, he's not famous enough just yet.
How does that work with him picking like fights and stuff?
He doesn't really pick the fights. Like they kind of set them up for him, and that's pretty much what it is. Like they let him know all that. Like I don't know about that.
And he won performance of the night.
Yes,
which is crazy.
Yes, sir.
That's fire. Extra bonus, extra recognition.
Very lucrative.
And prelim. We're talking about a prelim fight. You know what I'm saying? Like to get that recognition in those circumstances is great, man.
Yeah, facts.
Really great.
On the same sports subject,
What
you guys heard the new NBA news? Saw Woj tweeted earlier. Yeah.
Woj
tweeted, and I quote: "The NBA's plans to resume the 2019-2020 season are taking shape." And I've seen other places saying that like late July they're ready to get started. That Disney's going to be hosting all of this.
You said who?
Disney.
What?
In Orlando? They're going to have the games in Orlando.
They're going to have the games, the practice facilities, and housing in Disney.
Okay, what the fuck?
They own
ESPN. All the players are just going to isolate.
Disney will be fine.
Yeah, they own ESPN.
They have the space. Yeah,
Wait, they're taking all the teams?
That's what people aren't sure about. I saw I don't know who it was that brought it up. I think it was Stephen A. Smith, and he mentioned that only the teams that are in playoff contention should even bother being brought out there.
Facts though, man, come on.
The rest don't really matter.
Facts, and then I heard that they're gonna do like they're gonna. I think one of y'all might have said this, that they're gonna do like 5 regular season games for everybody to kind of warm up. And I'm like, fam, there's only 5 games. We only need the playoff teams. Like, there's no need.
That's what I was going to ask you. I see. Like, how are they planning on coming back? Are they going straight to the playoffs, or are they still doing regular season?
That I don't know.
Yeah, because they stopped before the playoffs even like.
But we were how far away from it, right? We were like short,
maybe like a month.
Like a month, I think, or like
but those games.
That's crazy.
Those games can decide who goes to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So how are they gonna work on that?
That's what I'm not sure about, because a team could go on a terrible streak and they're in like the 7th seed and then be bounced, and then the team that's in 13th can go crazy and win all the rest of their games.
So compare this to like the lockout year. You know what I mean? Like there were less games played, but oh well, everybody had the same amount of shit. It's the same thing here. It's like something happened that nobody could control. So I'm sorry, like that's kind of where it's at. Like,
yeah, but how are they gonna just jump to the playoffs? They can't do that.
why not?
I guess take the
I mean,
top eight.
they're gonna do it.
What do you mean?
It's not. They can't do it.
If you had a whole month to pick who was gonna be in the playoffs, anyways.
All right, so
but
who's
a month of basketball isn't like it's not 30 games. Like it's literally just a handful of games. You know what I mean?
So they're just gonna pick the best score.
Whoever was already in the
whoever was
top
already
10.
in the top 8.
I think what they could do is maybe between like the 6th and maybe 10th, 11th seed, if that's within like maybe like a 5-6 game difference, then maybe they could play those games out and those teams would battle it out to see who gets in. But
so they're gonna have their own playoffs before the playoffs.
I guess see who gets in.
So, like you said about the Disney thing, is that gonna be like, if let's say the whole playoffs is happening, all those games are gonna be at that specific location?
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't really understand too much, but from what I'm hearing and reading, that's what it seems like. Which I don't understand how they're gonna have all those teams playing.
Yeah, in just one
place.
Court.
Yeah. Unless they divide it by 4 court, but it'd be kind of weird. But I don't know.
Disney got the money, they got the location.
One thing I think they should do is like since like again it's gonna be like on a shorter time period. If they did like everything except the finals was 5 games instead of 7, I think that would be fucking fire. That way we could just kind of rush through like the rounds that don't really matter and then do it big for the main one.
Interesting. This is all very interesting. I'd be hyped to stay at a Disney location for however long a season is. That's fire. Yeah. But wait, I'm confused too because aren't Disney and like Universal, they're all opening up like next month type.
Know.
Well, certain Disney locations, like I think they would keep one location just for the NBA players, but there are different locations of not every Disney is opening up. They're going like one by one just to start. So maybe they're not opening up that part of Disney and they're just keeping it for the NBA players.
Interesting.
Just a test, you know. You don't want to go full on right away.
Yeah, because Disney owns ESPN, so I'm pretty sure they have somewhere.
I did read something today that said like that there was some pushback or something from Disney, and then the people at Staples Center said, "Yo, if y'all gotta have it here, like whatever, you gotta have it here." So I mean, either way, they're gonna have a place.
Oh, you would like that, wouldn't you, man?
Oh yeah,
home court.
Yeah. Absolutely, home court every game.
So who's definitely making it? We got the Lakers. We got the Knicks. We got the Clippers.
Where's the doubt it button? Where's the doubt it button?
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast.
The big doubt it on that.
You guys will soon find out that I'm a huge Knicks fan, and I've been suffering for years.
Yes.
At least you know.
And so far, you're gonna keep suffering.
We're making the playoffs. Or if it doesn't happen, then I'm just gonna assume we made the playoffs.
Yeah, all right, sure.
But how does that work? Like, is it better or worse to get every team to play in the same arena? Wouldn't that kind of be worse?
I mean, everyone will get tested, and they'll be confined to the Disney area. So I think, as long as people are responsible and they don't go out and do stuff like that.
My only question with that is like, what happens if if your team says, "All right, we're ready to go," and then like 3 of your players test and it's positive, you know what I mean?
And then it's 3 of your best players.
Yeah, you're like what if LeBron, AD, and Dwight
God forbid,
whoever the third one is, like,
and they can't play. The show goes on.
Then the Knicks are definitely making the playoffs.
The Knicks are making the playoffs.
Show them what's going on.
I see what's going on here.
If that happens, I think they'll probably have to cancel again for sure.
Yeah, word. Because that's what like at that point, why even have the playoffs if you're not going to watch?
Right, we're going to win anyways. Why bother?
This guy.
Look, I'll say like take your time and figure it out. Do it the correct way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. As much as we want to watch sports, we miss it. We want to see it. Just think it all the way through so that if you guys do come back, hopefully you don't have to stop and then push it back even more.
No, I'm pretty sure that's why they've taken this time to like research that, because that's a very hard decision to try to even plan. I can't even imagine how.
Like, they have to suspend the season again. There's no way that they'll finish it up. They either have to do it now or or it'll never happen, because then we're just gonna get closer to the actual regular season coming up, and
whatever decision they come with is going to be interesting, and it's going to be crazy to say that we lived through this moment. We're like, remember the 2020? Yeah, we don't count that year. They're like, oh, okay.
Boy, if the Lakers win, we're counting that year.
How crazy is that, Manny? Like, especially for you, dog. Like, LeBron's been on a crazy hot streak. The Lakers been doing so good. And then, bomb. We had other plans to work.
This is bullshit, dog. It's bullshit. That's why I've been like crazy for the season to start back up, because I'm like, fam, like this was the year. Like this shit was panning out beautifully.
And then it's not even like teams could have been practicing every day to keep that chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that you know, it's more important that they built the chemistry. You know what I mean? That, you know, they get a little break. That's fine with me. But
hasn't LeBron been hosting like practices?
Yeah,
behind everybody's back.
Tampering.
Don't tell this.
Gotta do what you gotta do, boy. Come on.
I would like to speak to Adam Silver himself.
Oh my God. All right, so I actually wasn't gonna say this because Chris brought it up, like one of the last segments we did. But the Snyder Cut was announced to come out in 2021.
I saw that.
Yes,
they even made a whole teaser trailer for it.
And not only that, but the dude, so Darkseid is for sure confirmed, because number one, they said he was gonna be in it, and two, the actor that played Darkseid said like, yeah, I'm Darkseid.
Yeah, he confirmed.
So like that I'm hella excited for.
Okay, so for me and for the people that are like me, explain the Snyder Cut. Is it the same movie? Scenes that didn't make it? Is it a different movie?
So you want to do it, Manny, or should I?
We can go back and forth.
Quick summary.
Start off.
Yeah, like we kind of touched on it like earlier this week, where like you know, Zack Snyder was doing the movie, and then he had to leave because of what happened to his daughter. Josh Whedon came in.
And we're talking about DC.
Yeah, DC Justice League.
Yeah, Josh Whedon came in and like finished basically the movie for him, but like changed it from his original vision, and there was like a lot of changes that had happened. I was reading an article online. Movie. Yeah, facts. like he took a DC movie and tried to turn it into an MCU movie, and that's why it didn't work. So there was an hour and a half of content that was left out of that movie. And like literally like all the cast, like Zack Snyder himself has said like, yo, like if y'all would have seen the movie that was supposed to come out, like it was a tremendous movie. And this just goes to like what Warner has been doing this whole time, though. It's like they're putting their fingers in shit and like ruining the director's original vision, and they're getting shitty movies because of it, you know what I mean? So that's why like I'm hella excited to see how this came out, because we can see like what this dude actually intended to do with the DC heroes, and you know, so I'm excited for it, man.
In that breath, are you excited because Snyder gives you that feeling that he's a great director or whatever, or you just want to see what he was trying to do?
I don't think that he's gotten a fair chance with these movies. That's really where I'm coming from with this. So I'm ready to see something that was his original vision, to even see if like he's somebody that I would like doing these type of movies. And then there's also way more Green Lantern shit in this one, and that's gonna be too fucking epic for.
Yeah, I heard that also. Interesting. I read something earlier today that he's bringing in a whole new CGI group. He's bringing in, they're giving him.
They need it.
Yeah, well,
okay.
You already know how I feel about the CGI of DC, but we'll get into that. They're giving him an extra 30 mil to work with, like I guess to get other people to work on it.
They're like, Marvel, we need your editors.
He's getting another person to score the movie, a different score for the movie. I guess he's gonna give it like a darker feel. And I saw like a little teaser also that Jose was talking that they're making it like a more darker movie. It's not as supposed to be colorful.
Yeah, because Superman was supposed to be dark Superman, and we never like the black suit Superman.
Black suit.
That was like teased,
Superman.
like way like maybe a year before the movie.
Oh wow, yeah, a while before.
And then that's the Snyder Cut, and never got into the movie. When I watched that movie the first time, I was waiting for that part, because you could see it kind of happening in the beginning, then that middle just changes the whole shift.
How do you just completely get rid of that part? Like
word.
Like if it was already filmed and you're given the duty to recut a film, like what possesses you not to put that in?
So that's another question I have. Are actors coming back for reshoots, or this is shit that they already shot?
No, they shot.
They already shot it. No one's coming back for
Only
reshoots.
thing that is getting re-edited is the CGI, the music, the score, and maybe
and the whole movie.
Some effects and edits.
Literally, he redid the whole movie.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
But they didn't go back to shoot again for that.
Yeah.
Well, I could be wrong. I might have read it wrong, but I heard that there were going to be reshoots, but HBO wasn't paying for the actors to come back. So if it's reshoots, it's like scenery reshoots, like locations,
like the
type of
Superman with the beard CGI,
with the mustache.
That needed.
But see that intro with Superman with the mustache wasn't in the original version. Yeah. That was Joss Whedon that put that. That's like one of the most criticized parts of the movie.
It was so
that's
horrible.
How you knew that from the first
decision.
First 10 seconds, that's how you knew this. You're all right.
That was horrible.
This movie.
And then,
I was like, what's wrong with his
lip? And then, if you guys remember, like in the original movie, Batman brings back, if I remember correctly, Batman brings back Superman with the mother box.
Yes.
Which to me, like, I was like, look, I get it. Batman is smart. But like that just seems so off to me. I'm like, he doesn't know what a mother box is. He just found one and figured, in the movie, like in the Snyder cut, it was apparently Darkseid and Steppenwolf that like team up to like bring Superman back.
Like
I remember people saying that.
Manny was there for the whole shooting of the Snyder cut because this man knows the inside out.
I read that long time ago too.
I'm telling you. But and that just makes way more sense to me. I'm like, bro, why didn't y'all just go with that? Like, it's just, I don't know.
I'm nervous because I'm not a huge DC fan because every time I go in there, I don't leave happy. But I was excited because you said 30 million's worth of CGI and effects, whatever. But then I said, or both of you guys said that it was going to be darker. And that's the thing. I don't want every DC movie to feel like it's dark as hell. I don't want to leave crying or enter myself like I'm depressed first scene.
I've had enough of the happy stuff with Marvel. I don't want nothing similar to that. I need my own different. If he could make DC characters like he made his Watchmen movie, that's all I want. If something that dark with DC characters, that's all I ask. I don't need anything more than that. It seems like that's what he was on pace to do, but and then
I have a lot of hope for this movie because of what I've seen and what you guys are telling me and the screenshots, because there is a screenshot of Superman in the black suit, and it looks crazy. But I also have hope for this because I may be one of the few people that I did like Batman vs Superman, and I think he did an okay job with it. But the director's cut of Batman vs Superman was much better than the original, and I enjoyed Watchmen. I don't love it like Asiel and maybe you do. I enjoyed it. I don't really see I didn't really get the feel or the point of that movie. I do like Zack Snyder. I did like Man of Steel. A lot of people disagree with me, but I enjoyed Man of Steel, and I think Zack Snyder has the potential to make a really good movie, and especially now that we're getting his cut. I think it should be really good.
I'm kind of scared of it too because like there has been so much hype over it. Like it's been how many years already? Like three or 4 years, right?
It's 2017, right? That's when Justice League came out.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so like from back then we've been waiting like for this movie to try to come out, and like I just hope they do a good job with it. Like I think it's supposed to even come out on like the new HBO service.
HBO Max.
Yeah, HBO Max.
The actors, because the actors have been fighting for this also. They've been like Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck. They've been saying hashtag the Snyder.
Oh, they wanted to come up.
Hashtag the Snyder.
Yeah. Aquaman too. He was saying like, "Yo, release the fucking Snyder cut."
So if they really want to do reshoots and if the actors are willing to come back, they shouldn't charge an arm and a leg. I feel like if you guys been fighting for this also, and you know you can make a really great film for DC, like you should come back at I don't want to say discounted because they're also actors and they need to make a living, but don't charge like crazy, like for a couple scenes. I think they should be more willing to do it.
Do we have a date on this?
2021. That's all they gave us.
Okay. I'm excited there's an end credit scene. Supposedly the one that we got with Deathstroke and Lex on the boat.
Lex Luthor,
which I actually liked, and I hated this motherfucker as Lex, but I like that credit scene.
I didn't mind that, but there's supposedly a new one that's I think more surrounding Deathstroke, and I think it's a Deathstroke Batman.
Yes, Deathstroke is lit.
like a Deathstroke Batman confrontation or something.
Wasn't that supposed to be the solo Batman movie?
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't it supposed to be him and Deathstroke?
That's
Yeah,
fire.
It was,
I would have been fire.
That's
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
would've
happen
been fire.
anymore. Cause
No, well, that's done with.
I need the Deathstroke from Oliver Queen Arrow. Goddammit, give me my
He
dog.
was lit. He's
he's
did a good
fire.
job.
Bro, I was talking about this the other day. Deathstroke is lit in everything, dog.
Literally.
There isn't a bad version of Deathstroke.
It's because that suit is too
He was
lit.
lit in that post-credit scene. He's lit in Arrow, like, dog.
No, yeah, but
He's fucking
I want that actor specifically from Arrow
Yeah.
because he did such a great job.
Yeah, he did. That dude snapped. That dude
Do
Do you
snapped.
know who they got though? To play Deathstroke? So Fear Vertigo's husband, what's his name?
Joe Manganiello or something weird.
Joe M. We'll go.
The
Yeah,
guy who did,
he was in Magic Mike too.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's who they got.
He fits the physicality, if you
The
will,
look,
but
yeah.
right. But I don't know if I'm in love with his he'll portray. I mean, we don't know. We're gonna have to see it, obviously. But
Well, he'll probably be behind the mask the whole time. So
right. I just like the Oliver Queen version too.
Yeah, because he's a good as actor. So like,
Mhm.
what's funny about the Snyder Cut and how it's getting so hyped up and how it's actually coming out now? I think like I've seen on Twitter that there's a released a David Ayer cut for Suicide Squad.
I need that.
and people and there's screenshots of the Joker.
See, that's
stuff.
extra. That's extra. For Justice League, I understand because it's the Justice League. Like I totally get that. But
David Ayer, if you're listening, keep that trapped somewhere beneath Earth.
I really want that.
You imagine David Ayer's like, "Fuck, all right, fine."
He said, "I can't do it."
The Ayer cut is supposed to have a different villain at the end. It wasn't supposed to be what's her name?
Bitch doing the fucking.
Oh my god! No, I don't. Listen, I could do a whole other podcast.
Whatever her name was, I can't remember at the moment.
The Millie Rocker.
Whatever her name was, I can't remember.
She's a model.
Enchantress. It wasn't supposed to be her.
Enchant Cheeks.
And it would have more Joker scenes, a lot more, because Jared said that he's filmed so many and barely any of it made the cut.
We're like, yeah, you'll be in the movie.
Yeah.
Cut.
And then WB said, yeah. There's supposed to be a scene. I don't know if you guys remember Common's character in the movie.
Yeah.
There's supposedly a scene where Joker intimidates him into committing suicide in the movie.
Damn.
But it would be a scene that I would very much like to see. They said they shot it and everything.
Bro, Asiel, or anybody here, do you remember the first trailer of Suicide Squad?
It's one of the greatest trailers of all time.
Bam! Yes, and then the movie was like totally fucking different. Like,
with the Queen song with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, that trailer was dope.
Yeah, one of the greatest trailers of all time.
God,
and then
oh my god,
so one of the worst movies of all time.
Yes, man. I don't know what the fuck happened. It was
you can even look on YouTube. It has so much views. That trailer alone.
Yeah,
bro. I gave Jared Leto a chance, man. Like I really did. And the first time I viewed it, I defended him so much because I didn't want to believe that he was so bad. But like,
I will say this. I think that he did portray the type of character they wanted him to, dog. Like, I don't think his kind of portrayal of it was the bad thing. It was more that that's the type.
That's what they wrote.
I think the costume had a lot to do with it.
I don't fuck with the pimp.
Like, I don't like that. I don't like he didn't have like the scars of the red lipstick and like he had like tattoos and like I
was like the Robert De Niro Joker.
The part of it that I didn't like is that it was a Joker that was kind of like materialistic in a way, and I was like, Joker won't give a fuck about that, you know what I mean? So that was the only thing that kind of
he was like the New York Joker. He was like the Bronx Joker.
Literally, he was more of a gangster than like a mastermind, like criminal. Like it wasn't
like crazy.
There's a fan theory, and it should have been the real thing that he was supposed to be like Jason Todd.
Yeah,
if they tied that in to be like that.
Now here's the thing. That would have been cool, and it would have probably explained it a little better. The only reason I'm against that is because if you do that, then you can't do Red Hood. And I was like, damn, I would hate to like do that and then not be able to do that story in the future.
Bro, the least of their worries is Red Hood right now. Like they gotta save their whole franchise.
But there is a comic where Jason Todd does become the Joker, though.
I remember the first time I heard that theory. I'm like, wow. Like, these people could really save the movie by just rolling with this.
Yeah, that's all they have to do.
Like they really could have just did it, and it would have saved at least a lot for me. It would have made a lot more sense. But unfortunately, they did not.
They gotta get Flash to go back in time and change everything.
I mean, that's the fix for everything. Though.
Yeah,
Just,
Flashpoint.
If it's the Flash from the show, then RIP to that. That's just not gonna go down.
The Flash from the show does that. If you guys watch the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, that's the same shit happens at the end. He's just like, nope.
I would rather take the Flash from the show than the Flash from this movie because I don't like that.
For sure.
The Flash from this movie.
I don't like Ezra Miller, not in the slightest. I don't care for Ezra Miller at all.
I wouldn't have minded as much if he was Wally. I wouldn't have minded as much because Wally is like a little goofier, so it would have I would have bought it a little.
And
better,
I heard he had his own solo film and it got canceled too.
Flashpoint?
Yeah.
No, I think they're still filming that.
No, they confirmed that it was canceled.
That's crazy.
With him as the actor, he's not in it anymore. I don't know if they're gonna get a new actor.
I don't care for Ezra Miller, to be honest. Everyone else, I think Ray Fisher did a pretty good job with Cyborg.
I mean, he barely spoke, but the Snyder Cut is supposed to have more.
Michael B. Jordan.
Scenes of him too.
No, yeah, I liked him as Cyborg.
Michael B. Jordan wasn't available, so they got
his brother to play it. They got the same exact guy to play it.
Booyah.
I mean, if we're talking about box office movies, I think it's only right that we transition into Billboard talk. Mr. Tekashi 6 Cheeks, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
How much can we say? I don't think.
I'm back.
He's mad. You're mad.
I was about to turn off his camera.
Good, stay mad.
I couldn't have less of an opinion.
If I say I like him, I'm considered a rat liker. If I hate him, then I'm considered a hater. Then I'm mad, big mad.
You hate all new music.
I mean, we don't have to speak on his antics or what we feel about his music. We could do that later or another video. But I just wanted to talk about what's going on with the actual Billboard situation. So he's basically trying to expose Billboard. And saying that people are buying their slots in the top 5, top 10, top 20. And it's interesting because I'm in music, so I already know everything's politics. Every industry everywhere is politics. You know what I'm saying? It's about who you know, favor for favor, whatever. But this is a big deal because this hasn't happened to Billboard, to my knowledge. I don't think an artist has ever tried to had Billboard in their bad side because they kind of need it. You know what I'm saying? So this is an interesting moment. It's a pivotal moment in music. And it's just funny how it took Tekashi to do this. Like, he's like, bro, like, look at my numbers. Like, how am I not number one?
No, yeah,
which I feel him.
As soon as he did that, though, like, Billboard took him out of the charts. That's
just
the messed up part.
too.
Yeah, that's
messed up. If you earn your spot, come on. Like, yeah, so like if they were gonna do some type of transaction, some type of illegal shit, they should have waited another week till more numbers came in with Justin Bieber and Ariana.
Oh yeah, they did that way too quick.
But that's the thing, dog. It's payola, and payola is illegal. So it's like it's gonna be interesting to see if artists either don't pay mind to it and just be like, whatever, they'll figure it out, or they're like, wait a second, have I been getting
I think it
numbers?
definitely opened eyes more to people that didn't even know about that. Like, because I'm pretty sure it has to be the artists, maybe the companies, like the record companies do it like behind closed doors and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But it definitely opened the eyes to like even the public and stuff like that, and they started even lashing out to them.
I'm sure a bunch of people have tried to expose Billboard because we all know that money is everything. Money is king.
That happens with movies too, with the Oscars, with the Emmys, stuff like that. But
when I don't think any artist has had a platform like 6ix9ine does right now.
Right.
He has millions of followers. He broke the Instagram live record.
2 mil.
When he came out of jail, first day back. No one has a stage like he does right now. Mm-hmm. And I've been following that case too with Billboards, and it's so clear that they bought their way to number one because he was clearly number one with
crazy numbers.
Unless he tampered with the numbers, which I doubt he did, because he gets those numbers on every song.
Exactly, and 2 million on the IG Live. That's all you need to see. Like
exactly. So was he first? Didn't he get first, and then he was bumped out like 2 or 3 spots.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, he was first, and then they bumped it out to 3, and then after that, after Ariana got in, and then he started exposing them, they just took him off completely.
Right there, you can see that's clear. Someone clearly bought that number 1 spot, because if you're going down 2 to 3 spots, and you're usually when you're on Billboard, you're usually there number 1 for like a week or so at least.
Yeah, right.
And an artist like him who always gets number 1 because he's so popular and so big. It's just Billboard was exposed. You can clearly see that there was some tampering and people being paid off, and 6ix9ine exposed them. But let's see what happens.
It's funny, like they like completely ignored it. Like they haven't even mentioned anything about it.
That's a smart thing to do in their stance. Yeah,
they just blocked them off the whole site. Like you can't, if you try to type his name in the site, you won't see any articles about him.
That's crazy, dog. Yeah, no, I'm just curious to see like where this kid like goes from here, dog. Honestly, like what the fuck is gonna happen to this kid? Is he gonna keep making music? Are the streets gonna come back and get his ass?
Nah,
look, man,
I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to keep making music right now.
Oh yeah, he actually announced today that he's dropping a record on Friday already. But it is. I didn't think he was gonna come back so fast. Like after his release, I was expecting a couple months to pass by, just to like the rumors died down a little bit. But nah, he came in hot. Like he came out and dropped the record, and that is what it is. Obviously, they're doing a good job protecting him, because there was a thing where like a girl, she was in her neighborhood, and she's like, "Yo, is that Tekashi?" And like she recorded him saying, "Yo, I think Tekashi lives in my neighborhood." And as soon as she posted it on the internet, 8 minutes later, the SWAT team or a police force was at Tekashi's house to remove him to the next location.
Damn.
So they're playing no games. As soon as his location gets exposed, the feds are coming in and switching to a different location.
That is crazy, dog. Oh my Lord.
So if you have that type of protection, I mean, he's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep going for it.
He's not gonna stop dropping music. Before he went in, he was the biggest artist, and now that he's out and all the jail buzz and him being a rat and people want to see what's going to happen to him, people are going to keep tuning in. People are going to keep listening. I'm going to keep listening. I'm a fan. I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan. I do enjoy his music. It's not lyrically incredible or anything like that. Right. It's just some good hype music, and I enjoy his music. So I will keep tuning in.
Yes, sir. That concludes the 6ix9ine. The iffy with the blicky, huh?
All right, I got an article for y'all. I kind of sent it in the chat
read it out loud.
A couple days ago. But it's funny because seeing this and with the movie you said with Tenet about like the whole thing going backwards and stuff. So the article is, I think y'all know, that NASA found a parallel universe in Antarctica.
Oh, I heard about this.
And I don't really like believe in that things, but like it's crazy. Like I don't know if this could be like kind of like a movie ploy to see the like a movie thing to see the movie, because it's kind of like the same thing with like backwards and stuff. But
it's the multiverse, dog.
Yeah, the multiverse.
We're finding it.
Nothing is crazy. Go ahead, Jose.
No, seriously.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that basically that they detected like some radio waves in Antarctica, and it's weird because like Antarctica has always been like the center of like weird things happening. They have like military bases there that we don't know of, and science bases that basically a bunch of theories has always like pointed to that. So it's kind of weird like seeing that and like to actually like tell that to the public, like stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm a hold back my comments on this one just because I am into like those. I don't want to call them conspiracy theories, but I do like to be aware or listen to or just entertain those conversations. But I don't know, for some reason I feel like NASA is also to not talk about, because I can sit here and talk about what I think about everything you just said, but I just find it more interesting how during this pandemic NASA is just deciding to say, oh no, but wait, there's aliens. Oh no, but UFOs are real. Oh, there's a parallel universe. It's like, okay, fam, hold on. Like, are you trying to distract us from something else? Like, so I'll point that out, but I won't talk too much about the actual parallel universe, just because that's going to be a whole other podcast as well.
Well, supposedly
I think they're trying to distract us. Because they also like a couple weeks ago they released those videos of the UFOs that they found.
Oh, yeah, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, why are we seeing this? Like, what's the reason?
Yeah.
Why is this on YouTube? It's trending.
What they said, like they literally gave us news without really giving us news, because they said like the UFOs are real, but like a UFO just means, again, like
unidentified.
But that works to what you're saying, John, that it's like just they're to distract us. Like, yeah, we knew they were real, obviously they're there, you know what I mean? But whatever. Yeah,
I feel like they're just like they're just, because that video supposedly has been out for years, is that they just confirmed that it's a real video, you know what I'm saying? So like I think they're not getting the reaction that they want from the public, like the country or like the world. They probably thought we were going to be like up in arms about aliens and shit like that. But everybody was like, sir, I can't even make money. I don't care about the aliens right now. I just want to stay. I just need money. Right.
Yeah, all distraction.
Well, this reverse timeline will go backwards. So.
And then we can relive 2020 from the beginning. I'm cool.
This is what I got to say, because that whole discussion of the parallel universe and simulations and stuff like that can be for a whole other podcast, and we can talk forever about that.
Right.
But for what I have to say right now is that nothing's impossible. I don't say no to anything without details or reasoning.
It's good to be open-minded.
I'm very open-minded.
So you don't doubt everything?
What?
You don't doubt everything?
Oh,
whoa! What are you doing here? What the fuck are you doing here?
Well, and being open-minded, it is to question things. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like to get the details, but I never close anything out. So it's completely possible.
That's a healthy way to look at it. It's good to have a conversation. It's good to be aware. It's good to hear other points of views, and then at the end of that, you just decide if what you want to rock with after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, in this universe, Doja Cat didn't show the yits.
Oh my!
So, for the listeners that don't know, Doja Cat Say So record that came out that I personally like. I don't know about you guys. She dropped the record, and she said that if you help me get this record to #1, she's gonna show her titties,
which is smart.
The yits.
It's smart.
And then the record went #1. And what do you know? No yits for the internets. But and then people were killing her on Instagram about it.
Plot twist. A few days ago, she did show it. But on accident.
Oh, when she was like fixing her.
No, she was on live on Instagram with a shirt like up to here on purpose, and she goes up to reach something, and then you see the titty and nipple right there. So she did that on purpose. So like
Jose has done extensive research on this.
So like she did it without like you actually like, oh, here it is. But she probably did it just to like get people off her back. But she got another thing that our people are hunting her for right now at this moment, which is people are saying that Doja Cat is racist.
Yeah, you need to tell me about this because I'm not aware about what's going on.
Actually, Asiel told me this. I think yesterday or something. That you saw like some.
I was on Twitter yesterday. And I saw that. Well, I mean, this is every other day. There's this person is over party.
Right.
But
everybody's getting canceled every day.
Yeah, it was a Doja Cat is over party. So I pressed it just to see if it's actually something. And it turns out that like people found that she was like participating in, I think it'd be called a tiny chat, which is like a giant like Zoom meeting or something like that. And she was surrounded by a bunch of these just racist people, and that she like participated in, and she just comes and she was like part of that group.
But is she not a minority?
So she is, but there was like some people saying that
no, there's I saw
that
like
she
a clip
like she doesn't claim that she is.
I saw a clip of her saying like some with the hard R and stuff like that in those live videos. I just say like I feel like she's just like a big troll. She takes that dark humor serious, but she got to keep in mind she's in this level right now where she can't be affording to do that. Like,
yeah, there's just some things you don't.
Like she's
You don't
her
fuck around
song
with.
hit
Control
number
about a
one.
lot of
She's
stuff, but-
getting all. She just made a song with The Weeknd right now. She can't be doing that stuff because.
Oh, sorry, Jose. I know you love The Weeknd, Mr. Big
God,
Shot.
come on.
He's like, she can't be doing this. She's with The Weeknd.
If you're making songs, if you're at that level when you're making songs with The Weeknd, and I know because
fam, she's at the level that she made a number one on her own.
I know
she
that's
The
what
Weeknd for
that's
that.
what I mean. That's why if you're at that level already,
Tell The Weeknd to get on our level. We're on number one over here.
Let me call him.
I know what you're saying.
But if you're at like that level and you're doing things like this, of course you're gonna get hate. Like this just came out like this news or whatever like 2 days ago. So I don't know how much hate she's gonna get from it. Like she's gonna get that much backlash. Like people are gonna stop listening to her music and stuff like that.
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
so
I haven't heard not one.
It
calming
came
down.
out like a day ago. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
and
but
I think it was 2 days, and she hasn't said a word on anything since.
I feel like you would see it on all.
Yeah,
Like, and also, I don't know how
doing a great
old.
job of hiding it.
I don't know how old these. If that like live stream or video was like.
They said it was from like a week ago, up to like at max 14 days ago.
Oh damn! So that's hella recent. That's crazy.
Well, it's unfortunate because I wanted to touch on her career in a little bit just to get my get my opinion.
Don't get
But also, wait, sorry, John. Cio, you said that Lana Del Rey like had something first, right? And then she like.
Oh
moved it
yeah,
on to
people were
Doja.
coming after Lana Del Rey because I guess people were coming at her for her lyrics and what she talks about. Like she has like abuse in her lyrics, and people were like calling her out. I think for just putting that stuff in her song, and it seems like she's like glorifying it. And I had no opinion. I don't.
But about her experiences, or
yeah, that's what people were saying. Like she glorifies
and
them.
then
And
supposedly
stuff.
she
Doja,
like
and
but Doja Cat does this, and that's when people went to Doja
God.
Cat.
And she like I think she called out a couple people. Lana
so we're talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine, but we're not talking about Lana Del Rey over here.
And then,
all right.
but she was saying like, oh,
Tekashi Del Rey.
Tekashi Del Rey.
Lana was saying like, oh, these girls can talk about this and this, and nobody comes after them, and they're like exploiting this.
Why do you got to be that
that's
person?
I don't know.
Take your heat.
Word,
Get out the kitchen.
Bro.
Yeah.
Dog.
He's like, oh, let me put my eyes over
Figure
here.
it out. Like,
And that
throw
was-
everybody else under the bus, dog. Yo.
And
Come
all that
on,
happened,
man.
and then the day after is when Doja Cat was quote unquote canceled.
Even though I don't agree with, take your heat and leave everybody else out of it, we also don't condone racism, just to be clear.
No, facts.
So it doesn't, we're not saying that Doja Cat, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, if it is true that she was being partaken in racist acts, that's totally messed up. We don't condone that type of behavior. Damn, I feel like I can't even touch her career.
You know what? You're canceled on this podcast, Doja Cat. You're canceled on the podcast.
There's only one way you can make it up, and you know how.
This guy.
I'm joking.
Because I was gonna say, like, dude, like she was going places. She's been doing well in music. Like, what was it last year when she did the cow record?
That's on
the cow.
Bitch, I'm a cow. That
came from a video making a cow music video.
Well, let me tell you,
it was
Jose.
a hard video.
That's crazy.
No.
Wavy.
She was signed. She's been a signed artist for years, but she was just shelved. Yeah, so the cow thing, she did it as a meme video, as a just to be a troll, and then it worked. But I'm just shocked and surprised how she used it to her advantage, where she stepped into like real music. She's spitting for real. She's singing for real. She just got a number one with Nicki Minaj on the remix, and that's Nicki Minaj's first number one as well. On top of that, so just when she was getting that ball
Nicki
rolling,
Minaj hasn't had a number one.
that's what I was told.
No way.
She's had a number one.
Yeah, she's had
That's
that.
crazy.
No,
That's crazy if she hasn't.
she has had.
She's been terrible for 11 years now. How has she not?
People are usually terrible for way less.
That was him. I didn't say nothing.
She has had.
Look, man, I need a
one,
feature
though.
with these artists eventually. All right, let's not burn every bridge just yet.
Yo, but if you feature with me, you're good, dog. Don't worry, man. We'll go to the top together. We'll get a number one. First Dominican's number one, dog.
That'd be hilarious. Again, I found the remix. I like it. No, yeah, man. I mean, I don't know the truth. I don't know what's really going on. if there is some racism stuff going on, that's very unfortunate. We don't condone it. I was just happy to see her grow in this music industry, and then some fuck shit always got to come through, dog. Like, damn, man, just it's unfortunate in every aspect that you look at it.
But I'm surprised that I haven't heard it. I feel
That's
like this is bigger news,
Yeah.
but
Right.
They do a good job on covering this.
Yeah,
up.
unless her PR team they're out here, boy.
Yo,
Well, anywhere on Twitter, you're gonna see it, but everywhere else, I don't think you'll see.
Yo, but speaking of canceled, dog, did y'all hear that shit about the whole Amber Heard shit with Johnny Depp?
Nah, what happened?
Oh, I heard a bunch of stuff about that relationship.
I mean, if there's anything new, I haven't heard it.
If it's new,
Yeah, but y'all haven't heard how she well, I don't know how new this is. I read this probably a couple days ago, but how they're taking her off Aquaman, off Pirates, off of everything.
What happened? I don't know anything.
She's going crazy. Isn't she crazy now?
I think I heard the Aquaman that they're trying to remove her from there.
I saw that.
But that's people petitioning her not to be in the next one.
She was.
What did she do?
So John, basically, she was coming after Johnny Depp, saying he abused her or whatever, and in their relationship, and whatever. So this was going on forever. And from what I heard, again, I don't know if this is for sure, but from what I heard, that whole thing was costing Johnny roles and shit. He wasn't getting roles that he was going out for because of this whole thing. Right. And then it turns out that the opposite was true.
She was abusing
Johnny
him.
Wasn't she was abusing him. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then there's this whole thing trying to get her canceled now or whatever. Which if it's true, yeah, fuck you, bitch. Get out of here. This cost my dog money. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate, man, because you're crying wolf for the people who are actually going through those things, and you're messing it up for people who are well, is he really abusing you, or are you just really saying that? So it's for the people that are really going through that, it's messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they usually take the woman's side at first. That's
naturally, you know what I'm saying? It makes sense, but if it's not true, you're putting that stigma on that man. Yep. And even if he's not guilty, that's always going to be an asterisk next to his name. You know what I'm saying? That will always be thought about when you speak of him. Hopefully not, but yeah, it's just unfortunate.
All right, I got an article here that says the makers of Disney that made the newest Star Wars movies, the BB-8 robot. I don't know if you've seen the BB-8 robot. It's the little orange white robot. They are making actually robots in real life for police officers to use in the field, and not only police officers, also firefighters and EMT. So basically, these robots are going to be able to they say to the potential to even shoot a hostage. I mean, not a hostage. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Shoot a hostage.
Oh my Lord. How's going on?
To be able to shoot the shooter or the one causing the danger and stuff like that. So basically, you could say RoboCop, basically. So that's what they're trying to do.
You can either have RoboCop or you can have the Terminator. So it's you know what? Are you really trying to roll those dice? And not only that, but robots can't make moral decisions. Yeah. So it's how do you know what? For him to be able to shoot somebody,
that's the thing. I don't know if they haven't said yet if it's gonna be controlled by other humans or if it's gonna be fully capable of doing its own thing like that.
So I just watched the movie last week. It has Oliver Queen on it. I forgot his real name.
Isn't it Code 8 or something like that?
Yeah, Code 8. So in the movie, they have that. They have police robots. And it's crazy because a helicopter would drop by, and if they feel like it needs more than just human help, the robots fall like Spider-Man on the freaking like Iron Man on the concrete. And they have the Iron Man heads, but in the movie they need that because people have superhero powers. We're not there yet. None of us are out here with powers.
Bro, and all the shit cops are getting now, you think this is gonna make it better?
I think that it said it's gonna help, I don't know, help protect more lives, and so that's what they're trying to do. So to go actually in fires. That's the whole point of this thing.
In that sense, it does make a little more sense because it's if you're gonna have him jump into a burning building to try to rescue anybody, I get that, but it's just again to shoot somebody that's crazy to me. That's not.
Yeah, but to program a robot to be okay, get the kid under the bed, come back from the window. That's crazy.
No, facts. And like the thing is, again, like I'm not 100 for that either, but I'm way more for that.
I'm not for the AI meets humans world anytime soon. I think
definitely is getting there, but it's definitely scary too.
That's what I'm saying. It's more scary than it's going to be helpful. And it's going to be sold to us as helpful until they have other plans. Like, that's the problem with the whole thing. I mean, for example, I think in China or somewhere where they were using drones to get people to get back inside to the homes. Like, if people that were outside of the streets during the pandemic, like, they were using drones to be like, yo, you need to go back inside, get back inside, get back inside. Like, yeah, that's scary as hell. You don't know what the hell that drone's going to decide.
This sounds risky and expensive. And if it gets to the point where
it's Disney, remember. Disney got all the money.
All right, Disney. What else? You want to host the NBA playoffs? And you want to see robots?
Fine.
I just picture RoboCop doing the
Bro, Disney's everything. Disney's a definition of monopoly. But we'll get into that in another.
Disney is the monopoly man.
But like, we're gonna host the NBA, but we're also producing robot cops.
Police robots.
We're also gonna fund the police.
What the heck?
So this is the point I'm trying to get at. That it's risky, it's expensive, and if it's to the point where it's not even the robot that's being controlled, it's someone controlling the robot.
That's dangerous too.
Well, like I think they're trying to make
the robot be in that situation.
I think they're trying to make it Chris. I think they're trying to make it so the robot does it on his own, because they already have robots that humans could control. They already have that in the military and stuff, but they're trying to make it so the robot does his own thing. That's
but the problem too is that isn't the robot that they're trying to frame it a ball?
Or that's not necessarily true.
Kick the shit out of that robot.
No, they're not trying to. They're not trying to make it like the. They're not trying to make it like the Star Wars robot itself. It's just the makers of that type of robot. They're trying to make.
Look, man, if we already got into a place where we're giving a robot to make a conscious decision, I'm good. I'm okay. I don't want to know anything else.
Also, iRobot.
I don't trust robots with any type of human emotion, like capability. They can't make that decision. As well programmed as they are, they just can't make.
We've seen too many movies,
Based on
it never goes good. There's no good robots.
I've seen iRobot.
There's no good
robots. They always turn bad. Speaking from a group of robots, one of the guy that's holding the guy hostage makes a robots, point to the robot. And he's like, "Yes, I understand," and then he goes ahead and shoots the hostage. These robots are corrupt. I don't like this idea.
We'll see.
I'm good, dog.
But go ahead, Don.
It's like our favorite show, Mr. Robot.
I've been pushing this narrative for years that all the jobs that are available now can be done by a robot, but that's the only job that I can think of that shouldn't be ran by robots. Like people, like robots can do office jobs. They can call people. They can do whatever.
Hey, Peter, welcome. Good morning. Good morning.
They can do all that. Mom, shut the fuck up. Way faster than we can.
He has a suit and everything.
Right? But any job that's based off human emotion or needs to make a choice, like for a life,
there's a judgment call
to take a life or something like that.
I can't.
Right.
But if you see it, I think that's probably the first robot they'll try to do, like a robot, or you can say RoboCop type, or like maybe something like. So they have robots now that cook for you and stuff like that already.
All right, I can do
robot,
that.
Yeah, a robot cooking for me and shooting me are two different things. Like, I'm cool. We've gone from nowhere to now here. Like, I'm chill.
Nowhere to now here.
Oh man, but on that note, guys, this concludes the P.O.D. podcast.
Oh wait, let me put the hat back on. Hold on. All right,
first episode, episode number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As you can see, we're all over the place. This is a versatile podcast. We're going to touch on things that you probably weren't expecting us to touch on, but we're here with everybody's consent. 2020, you got to relax.
Unless you're a robot. But
I hope you guys subscribe. Tune into the channel every week. Every other day, we will be dropping content Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Once again, the podcast will be every Monday. So tell a friend and tell a friend. Planet of Doubt. signing out. Peace.
Shut up.